Next, 19th problem. A bullet of mass 10 gram traveling horizontally with a velocity of 150 meter per second strikes a stationary wooden block and comes to rest in 0.03 second. Calculate the distance of penetration of the bullet into the block. Also calculate the magnitude of the force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. So here bullet traveling 150 meter per second strikes a stationary wooden block and comes to rest in 0.03 second. So we have to calculate penetration of the bullet, the block. So this is the wooden block, and this is bullet. This is moving with certain velocity and strikes the wooden block. Then this wooden block opposes the motion of the bullet. Finally, it stops. So this is the initial point and this is final point. So when it enters the wooden block, velocity, that is initial velocity of the bullet, it is given as 150 meter per second. Finally, it is going to be stopped after penetrating through some distance, and this penetration takes place at time of 0.03 second. We have to calculate the depth of penetration, the distance of penetration, that is S we have to calculate. So you can use the formula, and we have to calculate the acceleration also, because there is no relation which involves these four parameters. So for this, using these three, we can calculate acceleration first. So you can use the formula V is equal to U plus AT. So here V is 0, final velocity of the bullet is 0, initial velocity is 150, plus A into time of penetration is 0.03. So A into 0.03 is equal to 150 minus 150. This 150 becomes minus 150. Then A is equal to minus 150 divided by 0.03. So this is equal to minus 150, 2 zeros by 3. So A is equal to minus 5000 meter per second square. So this is the retardation produced in the bullet when it is penetrating through the wooden block. So once you know the acceleration, you can calculate S also. So S is equal to distance of penetration, ut plus half h square. You can use the formula. So S is equal to, here U is 150, 150 into time of penetration is 0.03 minus half, because A is negative here, because this is retardation. So A is equal to minus 5000, so 5000 into T square, here T square is 0.03 whole square. So S is equal to 150 into 0.03, so 1.5 into 3 minus, this is 2500, so 2500 into 0.03 whole square, 0.009, 0.03 whole square, that is 3 into 10 power minus 2 whole square, 9 into 10 power minus 4. So this is 4.5 minus 2.5 into simply 0.9. So 4.5 minus, so this is 2.25. So this is equal to 2.25 meter. So this is the depth of penetration. S is equal to 2.25 meter. So using the formula S is equal to ut plus half h square, you can calculate depth of penetration or distance of penetration. And we have to calculate the retarding force, opposing force. Force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. So F is equal to MA. Force exerted by the wooden block on the bullet. So F is equal to, here we have to calculate force on the bullet. Force on the bullet is equal to mass of the bullet into acceleration. So here mass of the bullet is given as 10 gram. So 10 gram into 10 power minus 3 kilogram into here retardation is 5000. So this is equal to 50 Newton. This is 50 Newton. So this is the force acting on the bullet by the wooden block. 50 Newton force will be acting on the bullet by the wooden block. So opposing force. Problem number 20. Two persons managed to push a motor car of mass 1200 kg at a uniform velocity along a level road. The same motor car can be pushed by three persons to produce an acceleration of 0.2 meter per second square. With what force does each person push the motor car? Assume that all persons push the motor car with the same muscular force. So here two persons, they are applying force on a motor car like this, on a level road like this. This is one person applying a force of F, another person applies same force F, because here each person applies the same muscular force that is given. So muscular force of each person is same F. Then it moves with a constant velocity, uniform velocity. That means these two forces cannot produce an acceleration in this. Means that there is opposition of 2F like this. Frictional force of 2F is acting on the car by this road, level road. Hence, this 2F and 2F acting on different directions, opposite directions, they cancel out. That's why the car moves with uniform velocity, constant velocity. Now, third force is applying. Third person applies the same amount of force as the other two persons like this. So F. Then the car moves with an acceleration of 0.2 meter per second square, 0.2 meter per second square. So this is the situation. So this frictional force does not vanishes. The same amount of frictional force acts in the second case also like this. So then what is the net force acting on this car? Three persons applies a total force of 3F like this in this forward direction. Frictional force, which is equal to 2F, acts in the opposite direction. Hence, net force on the car is 3F minus 2F. So this net force produces this acceleration. Hence, from Newton's second law, net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So 3F minus 2F is F. So F is equal to ma, mass of the car and acceleration of the car. Here mass of the car is given as 1200. So 1200 mass of the car, 1200 kg into acceleration is 0.2. So F is equal to 120 into 2. So this is 240 Newton. So this is the force exerted applied by each person on the car. 240 Newton is the force applied by, muscular force applied by each person on the car. So here initially two persons apply same amount of muscular force on the car. Then the car does not accelerated. The car moves with uniform velocity. That means this force is balanced by some other force. Here in general, a frictional force acts between the level road and the car, because this car is in contact with the wheels of the car are in contact with the level road. Hence there is a frictional force that acts between the level road and the wheels. Since the car moves with uniform velocity, this force, applied force, is balanced by the frictional force. Hence frictional force here is 2F. Applied force is equal to frictional force. Net force is 0. Hence it moves with uniform velocity. Third person applies the same amount of muscular force. So in the second case, three forces are acting on the car, and 2F opposes the motion of the car, frictional force. It moves with an acceleration like this. So here net force is 3F is the applied force by the three persons, minus frictional force is 2F, is equal to mass times the acceleration. So F is equal to ma, so F is equal to 240 Newton. So each person applies a muscular force of 240 Newton on the car. A bullet of mass 10 gram is fired from a gun of mass 6 kg with a velocity of 300 meter per second. Calculate the recoil velocity of the gun. So this is a gun bullet system. So in the case of gun bullet system, law of conservation of linear momentum is followed. That means momentum of a bullet is equal to momentum of a gun in the opposite direction. So here mass of a bullet is given as mass of bullet M1 is equal to 10 gram. Mass of a bullet is given as 10 gram, and it moves with a velocity of 300. So velocity of bullet is equal to 300 meter per second. This is velocity of bullet. And mass of gun is given as, mass of gun is equal to, it is given as 6 kg. We have to find the recoil velocity of gun. So from law of conservation of linear momentum, P1 is equal to P2 magnitudes, that is M1 U1 is equal to M2 U2. Momentum of bullet is equal to momentum of the gun in the opposite direction. So U2 we have to calculate, that is recoil velocity of the gun. So U2 is equal to M1 U1 by M2. So M1 equal to 10 gram. So this 10 gram should be converted into kilogram. So multiplication factor is 10 power minus 3 kg. 10 into 10 power minus 3. So 10 into 10 power minus 3 into initial velocity is 300, that is velocity of the bullet 300 by mass of gun 650 times. So U2 is equal to, that is recoil velocity of the gun is 500, 10 into 50, 500 into 10 power minus 3. So this is 0.5 meter per second. So this is the recoil velocity of the gun. So bullet gun system, if you take mass of, momentum of bullet is equal to momentum of the opposite direction. P1 equal to P2, that is M1 U1. Momentum of bullet is equal to momentum of gun. We have to calculate recoil velocity of gun, that is U2. Next problem number 52. A person of mass 50 kg jumps out of a rowing boat of mass 300 kg onto the bank with a horizontal velocity of 3 meter per second. with what velocity does the boat begin to move backwards? So, here this is similar to that is gun bullet system, similar to gun bullet system. So, person of mass 50 kg jumps out of rowing boat of mass 300 kg onto the bank with a horizontal velocity of 3 meter per second. With what velocity does the boat begin to move backwards? So, this person jumps into the water like this, out of rowing boat. So, mass of person is 50 kg, mass of boat is 300 kg, and velocity of this man, velocity of man is 3 meter per second, 3 meter per second. So, when this man jumps out of the boat, so here this is a boat man system. So, initially both are at rest, initial momentum is 0. So, when this man jumps like this, so according to law of conservation of momentum, momentum of man is equal to momentum of boat in the opposite direction. So, we have to calculate velocity of the boat like this. So, from law of conservation of momentum, boat moves like this. When the man jumps like this, boat moves like this. So, P1 is equal to P2, but in opposite direction. So, M1 U1 is equal to M2 U2. Here mass of person is 50, velocity is 3, this is equal to mass of boat is 300, velocity of boat we have to calculate. So, U2 is equal to 50 into 3 by 300, 3 times 100 times 50, 2 times. So, this is 0.5 meter per second. Law of conservation of momentum principle. Momentum of person is equal to momentum of the boat in opposite direction. Next, problem number 23. A boy of mass 50 kg running at 5 meter per second jumps onto a 20 kg trolley traveling in the same direction at 1.5 meter per second. What is their common velocity? So, this is a two body system becomes a single body. A boy of mass 50 kg running at 50 meter per second. So, mass of boy is equal to 50 kg running with, that is UB, velocity of boy 5 meter per second. So, this boy running with velocity UB, mass is mass of boy, it has momentum. So, when this person jumps onto a trolley, this is trolley. So, when this person jumps into the trolley, then this momentum is transferred to this trolley. So, we have to calculate common velocity. So, initially this trolley is also moving with certain velocity 1.5 meter per second like this. So, initially it has certain momentum. So, P1 is the initial momentum of the boy plus P2 is the momentum of the trolley, initial momentum of the trolley. When the boy jumps onto the trolley, then so total momentum before event is equal to total momentum after the event, that is P prime, say P prime. So, mass of boy into velocity of boy, this is momentum of the boy, plus mass of trolley into velocity of trolley U2. This is equal to mass of boy plus mass of trolley into common velocity. This is the total momentum of the boy plus trolley when the boy jumps onto the trolley. Total momentum before the event is equal to total momentum after the event. So after the event, both are in the same system. So mass of boy is 50 into velocity of boy is 5 plus this is mass of trolley. Mass of trolley is given as 20 kg. Mass of trolley is 20 kg. So this is 20 into velocity of trolley is 1.5. Because this trolley is moving in the same direction, you take that as positive. So 20 into 1.5. This is equal to mass of boy is 50 plus mass of trolley is 20 into V. We have to calculate that common velocity. If V is the common velocity, we have to calculate that common velocity. So this is 70 V is equal to 50 into 5 250 plus 20 into 1.5 is 30. So 70 V is equal to 280. So V is equal to 280 divided by 70. 0 0 cancel. So V is equal to 7 4 times 4 meter per second. This is the common velocity of the boy and the trolley. Next, problem number 24. A 60 kg static body is subjected to a constant force of 120 Newton. How much time will it take to acquire a speed of 30 meter per second? So here 60 kg static body. Static means initial velocity is 0. Initially body is at rest. And it acquires a velocity, final velocity of 30 meter per second. So V is equal to 30 meter per second. When this is subjected to a constant force, so this is the object initially at rest, applies a constant force up to the time when the body acquires a velocity of 30 meter per second like this. So initial velocity is 0, final velocity is 30 meter per second, and constant force here is 120 Newton. This is 120 Newton. And mass of the body is 60 kg. Mass of the body is 60 kg. In this case first. So F is equal to ma. Implies A is equal to F by m. So A is equal to, here F is 120 Newton, constant force 120 by mass of the body is 60. So A is equal to 6 2 times 2 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration produced in the body due to the constant force of 120 Newton. So initial velocity is 0, final velocity is 30 meter per second, acceleration is calculated as 2 meter per second square. So we have to find the time. We have to find the time. So using the formula V is equal to U plus AT, you can use the formula to find the time. So here V is 30, U is 0 plus A is 2 into T. So 2T is equal to 30. So T is equal to 30 by 2, which is 15 seconds. So this is the time it takes to acquire a speed of 30 meter per second. So in this problem, first of all, we must calculate the acceleration using the constant force F, 120 Newton. And that acceleration is obtained as 2 meter per second square. And using that acceleration, initial velocity, final velocity, you can calculate time taken. Using the formula V is equal to U plus AT. Next, 25th. Two stones of masses in the ratio 3:4 fall from heights in the ratio 4:9. Find the ratio of their momenta on reaching the ground. So here two stones of masses in the ratio 3:4 fall from heights in the ratio 4:9. So these are the two objects falling from different heights like this. H1, this is H2. Masses are also different, M1, M2. Find the ratio of their momenta on reaching the ground. So when this is dropped from certain height like this, on reaching the ground it acquires a velocity. Say if the velocity is u1, then momentum of the first body is m1 u1, momentum of the first body. Similarly, when this is dropped from height h2, on reaching the ground it acquires a velocity, say u2. Then momentum of this body is p2 equal to m2 u2. Then we have to calculate p1 by p2, ratio of momenta. So this is equal to m1 u1 by m2 u2. Here mass ratio is given as m1 by m2 is given as 3:4. So this is 3 by 4. And h1 by h2, heights from which they are dropped, is given as h1 by h2 is given as 4:9, that is 4 by 9. But to find the ratio of the momenta, we must know the velocities on reaching the ground. But we know that velocity on reaching the ground u is equal to root of 2gh. Velocity of the body on reaching the ground from a height of h is given by u is equal to root of 2gh. So you can write u1 by u2 is equal to root of 2gh1 by root of 2gh2. So this 2g cancels, then it is h1 by h2 under root. So u1 by u2 equal to root of square root of h1 by h2. So therefore ratio of the momenta is equal to m1 by m2 into u1 by u2 means root of h1 by h2. So m1 by m2 is given as 3 by 4, mass ratio 3 by 4 into heights ratio is given as 4:9. So root of 4 by 9. So this is equal to 3 by 4 into, so 4 square root 4 means 2 by 3, this is 9, root of 9 is 3. This 3 cancels, 2 times. So this is 1 by 2. So ratio of momenta on reaching the ground, P1 is to P2 equal to 1:2. So this is the answer.